Hey everyone, Corey here for the Daubers, and welcome to Shim-Line Saturdays. So as you can tell from my voice, I'm a wee bit under the weather, dealing with migraine and stuff. So this week we are going to batter out week 7, pairings 13 and 14, before we go into the penultimate final weekend of round 1s. So we have this week Peerless Footwork versus Fenthras, and we have Enchanted Weapon Attack versus Play Fighting. So we're going to dive straight on into the first one, and we're just going to have a look. So we have Peerless Footwork that straight off the bat immediately hits you a square domer right there on the left. That is brutal. That is so right in your face, Shim-Line level. Cuts just in at the knee, which is a bit rough. If it was just a little bit more to the left, I think it wouldn't have cut up the art as much, but it's really noticeable. It's really nice foiling though, to be fair. But just off the side, so if we pull up our scale, you can see where it is. We'll have the ruler pointing down as well. It's not bad, but it is quite shimmy. It's definitely feeling a bit shimmy, as am I. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, we're keeping that in.
Look, Jay's been going through a lot. He's gone through a lot. He's just not himself right now. That's it, okay? He's just not. Lately, he just hasn't been very oozy.
Is that what's going on here? That's the problem, Jay. It's because you're not feeling. It's because you're not feeling oozy? Oozy?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the more out there shims. It just seems to be hitting. I think it might just be the way the foiling on this one is, but it's definitely one of the few, even at the angles where you try to really get a point. This is one of the first Hero of Exandria cards I'm going to say doesn't really have, because even when there, I can still see where the line is. Yeah, this does not cover the basis of the hidden shim that we've seen with so many of the Hero Exandria cards. This one's going to get a 4.5 in my shim rating. My esteemed shim rating's given it 4.5 because honestly, there is a very, very specific angle. Like that's the closest to an angle you can get where you can't see it, but I can still just see the foiling. Yeah, yep, no hidden shim for this one, folks. This one, 4.5 on the rating. And we'll see who it's got to pair against. So Peerless Footwork, as I say this week, is fighting off against Fenthras, I think. So this one, slightly off centre. If we pull up the graph, just slightly off centre. Again, the technology is just on par with this stuff, right? We're too good at this. And yeah, it's just slightly off to the right hand side of this card this time. The ruler pointing now as well. And yeah, I think this one would have looked potentially cool if it had a slight diagonal shim. Could you imagine if the diagonal shim went across the line of the bow? That would have been cool. This though, this does not. It's also again another not hidden shim. So I thought this was impossible. I thought all Hero Exandria shims were all hidden. These two are fighting out to see which one's potentially the most obvious of the shims. So we have like a super competitive matchup between these two. Whatever one of these two goes, I think it's going to go far. Because right now, like the foiling looks lovely. The foiling, if this was just absolute perfection, if this shim wasn't there, this would be the best foiling of all time. But not having, yeah, because you can still see the line. It feels quite heavily printed in as well. You can still see it. Like, look at that, right? If you look at the very bottom, and we'll use our handy dandy zoom in. If you see down at the bottom, it looks almost as if there is like a genuine white line going through it, but that is just the way the foiling is connected. That is a tough one. This is a tough one. I'm also going to give this a 4.5. I honestly think both of these are very close together from being. Honestly, at this point, it's just a flavour of what one you prefer. Do you like assets more than you like foundations, I guess? This one will be a tough one. This one will be a tough one for sure. After that, though, we shall move on to the next pairing 14. Again, after this week, there's only one more round of round one's pairings. So now on up, we have Enchanted Weapon Attack. So this is a top 8 finish card for one of the local championships. And you might be saying, hey Connor, how come you get all the shims on all your promos? I know. Like, I couldn't tell you. Like, honestly, is it luck or is it some form of conspiracy theory at a company level that anytime I do well, I must be hit with the shim variant? We don't know. Tinfoil hats time, everybody. Tinfoil hats. But I think there is something up. I think we definitely have a level of conspiracy that even UK versus could get on. But yeah, we have the horizontal right across, just below. It's just above his headline as such right there. We draw the lines as such, and it just goes across the top. Foiling, beautiful. Like, the shine on these cards is so great. This, though, I will say, also is a promo for Heroes Exandria, and I'm not going to count it as technically within the set, obviously, because it's a promo version, so it's not going to get the same grace period that is the hidden shim rating for the Hero Exandria cards, because if you look at it, you can see the white line right across for the most part, almost always. Like right there, you can still see it as such. And I don't know, but again, it feels heavily pressed in for sure. But I am thinking this is going to get a flat 3. I think we're going for a flat 3 on this one. I actually like this card a lot. This getting my top 8 versions and stuff like this for this also meant that I had the card. Turns out I didn't open any during much of my box openings. So yeah, I am really liking this card a lot. Definitely need to find a deck for it to go in. I've not found one just yet, but I definitely think there's something to it. But on the shim rating, we're giving it a 3. I think it's just down the middle of the road. Again, it should possibly get potential bonus points for it being across the way, not up and down. But honestly, it's not as aggressive a shim as we have seen in other cards, especially some of my other promos that we'll be getting. So who is this going up against? None other than an Attack on Titan card. So this is going up against none other than an Attack on Titan card. Play Fighting. So Play Fighting is pretty much a description of how me and Murray play games. Obviously, me being Erin, just getting absolutely battered and held back, gate kept, as Thomas would say, from the Daubers. So this card almost perfectly down the middle. I think it's just slightly off center on the left side, but it is super close. Like, I'm actually going to give it some bonus points for sure. And I think, is there a hidden? I think a lot of times with the Attack on Titan ones, there is less of a hidden element, like unless you catch it there potentially. But otherwise, it's very in your face. I think it's the fact it's right down the middle as well. It's very noticeable straight off the bat. But I'm going to say, yeah, I think this is going to edge at a 4 out of 5 on the Shim-Line rating for sure. I think out of all of them so far, this one honestly is actually just, it's quite nice actually. To be fair, I like the kind of split down the middle between Hange and, is it Hange? Hines? It's one of them. The blonde man who carries the kids at the start. I know that's who it is. Playing off against Erin there. So I think it's quite an alright split there. It's got them like kind of like almost like thematically split down where the building starts. So it's sort of in the artwork, but not fully. But yeah, I'm going to give this a 4. I think this one's a 4. It's just a nice shim. A nice shim. So there we have all 4 together. We have Peerless Footwork versus Fenthras. We have Enchanted Weapon Attack versus Play Fighting. As always, if you want to comment which one of the 2 you want to go through, so Peerless versus Fenthras, who are you voting for? And Enchanted Weapon Attack versus Play Fighting, who are you voting for? And put it in the comments below on the video, or in their selective YouTube shorts, or just where we post the videos on like Facebook and on our Daubers Discord. And get your vote in and be heard, because after next week we will be pairing everything up and going to round 2. So we're getting super close and super through this. So I hope to see everybody all next week, where hopefully I'm at a bit more of a fit bill of health and we can see my lovely face again. And I'll see you all next week, everyone. Thanks for watching.